producers. This is Kristen Brindley, your publisher, and I'm here with the wonderful John L., our August cover story. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, and if you haven't checked it out, it's on the August issue on page 50, so definitely check out his article. And John, you know, you're a prolific guy. Like you're a serial entrepreneur. You're at like 30 million for the year this year already, and you're an individual person. Can you tell us like why real estate? Tell us a little of your story and all the things that you do, because you're multifaceted.
Sure. So I'm a broker owner of Remax United Real Estate in Upper Marlboro, and I very much generate real estate business. I do a lot of work with builders, and we list a lot of homes, and we're very grateful for those relationships, helping people get into the new homes. It's very gratifying. And we also have a property management company, because some people don't sell, they rent. And I have a rental portfolio. My family, I got into this because of my family. My family's been in it. My mother did it. My older brother is my business partner and mentor. And so that's the short story of how and why. It was a natural fit. And so we also buy homes, fix them up and sell them. So that keeps us busy. And sometimes we keep them as rentals, sometimes we sell them, keep it moving. And there's never a dull moment. Keeps me going.
I bet that's a lot that you're handling. Do you have any tips for like delegation or hiring that you could give, because you definitely are doing that on a high level?
I am not afraid to delegate. I'm a big fan. I've had a lot of folks over the years, and right now I am very grateful. I have the best staff I've ever had. I'm so grateful for them. They're wonderful. Don't be afraid to delegate. One of the problems we have is we think no one can do it as well as we do. And I've learned is that other people do it better than I do. I've learned over the years that I have a finite skill set, and I do the 2 or 3 or 4 things that I do well, and these other people, they're better at things than I am. Certainly technology stuff, marketing stuff. Don't be afraid to delegate.
That's beautiful. What's been your biggest challenge as a realtor?
There's my old broker had a saying, that which you love is that which you hate, and I never really understood that. I said, that's impossible, that doesn't even make sense. And it's actually one of the most profound things I've ever heard. And I love real estate and I love helping people. But one of the biggest challenges is that people just don't have a lot of consideration of your time. They will call you at 7:30 in the morning, at 7:30, 8:30, 9:30 at night. They wouldn't call their lawyer at that time. They wouldn't call their accountant at that time. They wouldn't call their doctor. Well, maybe they'd call their doctor if their kid was sick. But so there's a lack of consideration, but that's we just have to get over that, and we focus on the good and focus on the positives and what's rewarding, and just push out the negative noise.
I love it. So what has been the most rewarding thing in your business?
Making people happy. When, for some people, selling that home is such a huge challenge, and especially if they've been with another agent or two, and we've come in and given them some guidance, and over 30 years, I know the market, and what I've also learned is that you have to tell people the truth. And so many agents, I believe, are afraid to tell people the truth. They operate on a level of scarcity, and they're afraid if they say something that you don't want to hear, you're not going to do business with them. And I operate on a level of, I'm not doing my job if I don't tell you the truth. That orange shag carpet's got to go. And I say it in a very nice bedside manner, but telling people the truth, and then we get them over the goal line and they're relieved and they're happy. That's absolutely the most rewarding thing.
That's beautiful. So goals and dreams, like how does real estate fit into your goals and dreams?
So one of the great parts of being self-employed is I'm able to take trips. I don't have to ask for permission to take a 3-day weekend. So that's nice for me.
Yeah.
Traveling is, I don't have a lot of bling. My money goes towards investing in trips.
Good for you. Experiences are beautiful.
Yeah.
Define success for us.
So the favorite line I ever read about success is living life on your own terms. So I train real estate agents, and I share with everyone that, if your goal in life is to be an artist, or we have one agent, her real passion in life is having this farm with these horses. So if selling 10 houses a year sustains you to live that lifestyle you want, you're as successful as someone making $500 or $600 or $700,000 or whatever. And so success is living life on your own terms. It's not about being the top producer. It's you living life the way you want to.
I love it. I love that definition. So can you tell us a little bit about your family? Because you kind of light up when you talk about your dog and your family.
Well, the
dog's on the front,
Pets our family. We have a joke that the dogs are people too. So I'm a fortunate father of two wonderful children. I have a 22-year-old son, Luke, who is very passionate about animals. He rescues dogs, and he's a huge inspiration for me. And I have a 19-year-old daughter, Logan, and she is just terrific. Last night we had dinner together, and she's telling me a story about Tolstoy, a short story she read about Tolstoy, written by Tolstoy in philosophy class, and I'm just sitting there staring at her going, this is just the greatest conversation of my life. So yeah, they're wonderful. And Bridget is 10 years old, and she's my partner in crime. And I have 4 siblings, and mom's still with us. Father passed away in 2016, but he's with me every day.
Family's most important.
It is.
Family's most important. Can you tell us a little bit about like hobbies, interests, things you do with family, maybe books, quotes, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, so what I do with the family the most is probably walk dogs and eat. It sounds awful.
I love food.
Yeah. No, I joke. I think my kids are, I say, you're not really my kids, because I'm super outdoorsy. Played soccer for decades, I've skied for decades, and they don't have any interest in any of that stuff, but that's okay, it's perfectly fine. So I'm still very active. In fact, on Tuesday I'm going to Argentina, and then we're going to Antarctica, and I'm going to go backcountry skiing.
Very fun.
So I'm fortunate to be doing that trip. I'm very excited. So I ski out west 3 or 4 times a year, and I stand up paddleboard. I live in Annapolis, so I'm around the corner from Spa Creek, and I see a lot of live music. Grew up a big fan of the Grateful Dead, and I go see jam bands, and I do enjoy live music. It's a great release for me. I forget all about all of this real estate noise when I'm seeing a band and when I'm skiing down the hill.
Isn't it beautiful when your mind's a little quiet?
Yes. Can't imagine life without.
Yeah. Is there any like educational things or like books or people that have truly like impacted you in a positive way for the business?
Oh, absolutely. So I got into this business at 21, and I thought I was so smart. I came out of college, and after about 3 years I was broke, and I realized I didn't know anything about anything. And I started seeking education, and I took a Floyd Whitman Sweat Hogs course, and I took Brian Buffini's course, and I went to see Craig Proctor, and my former broker, Wayne Wyville, turned us on to this guy, Bob Proctor, a Canadian guy. He was probably most famous for being in The Secret. He was one of the main contributors to that book and movie. So Bob Proctor, we did a series with him, and he completely rearranged my intellectual and emotional furniture. I saw the world in a different way and a better way. And so Bob Proctor, and then his favorite book, and Dave Liniger, the founder and founder of RE/MAX, favorite book is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, which I will grab and just open up periodically. So lots and lots of education and classes and books.
That's beautiful. I treated Think and Grow Rich like a textbook not long ago, and it was one of the best things I've done, I think.
Yeah, great stuff.
What sets you apart, makes you different?
So my family has this amazing work ethic. I mean, I am probably the laziest of the 5 kids.
And you have like 4 businesses. Yeah, that's saying something.
Well, it's just part of the genetic code. My father was a pediatrician. He worked very hard, and I remember being a little kid asking him, Dad, why do you work Saturdays and Sundays? And he said, because kids don't stop getting sick Saturdays and Sundays, son. And then I went into a career where I worked many Saturdays and Sundays for many, many years, and still work quite a bit Saturdays and Sundays. Mom, a super high energy woman. She didn't take it easy on us. And again, my siblings are a huge influence. I think I realized that part of what I have done and worked so hard is to please my parents, make my family proud of me. Now it's the kids, I want the kids to look up and say, wow, Dad works really hard, and they count on me, and if I ever want to slow down, I just think about them and I get back on my horse.
It's good motivation, isn't it?
It is.
What has been the biggest failure, and what did you learn from it?
Well, for better or worse, I believe we learn more from our failures than we do our successes. They sting more, they keep you up at night, and you don't want that pain. So actually a huge driver is a fear of failure. Just getting a call that you showed the house and left the sliding glass door open. Husband's over here, wife's over there, kids are running around, phone rings, you leave to go to the next house, and that's embarrassing. Usually I'm the one who gets those calls from my seller saying, "Realtor left the door unlocked," or da, 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 da. And I think, wow, what a ding dong. But over 30 years I've done that once or twice. So you don't make that mistake again. Losing a deposit check, losing a key to someone's house, now you're paying for the locksmith to change locks. Those don't happen twice. So we have failures and we learn from them and we grow.
Yeah, it's a great way to look at failure. Fail fast and fail forward, right? Like that's the.
I like that.
What is something you've done that other real producers absolutely should do?
Keep an open mind. This thing, how we did things in the 80s isn't how we did them in the 90s and not how we do them today. So don't get stuck in ruts. Keep an open mind. Continue to grow. Don't think you're awesome. Be humble and don't be entitled. Every day I have to prove my worth. How do I deserve the agents to be in my company? How do I deserve the clients to have me? How do I deserve the builders referring me business? How do I deserve the bankers sending me business? Every day I have to earn the seat at the table, and I just think having that kind of attitude and open-mindedness is critical.
That's great. What is the greatest lesson you've ever learned?
Boy, I don't know. I probably
It's a deep
would.
one, right?
Well, yeah. I don't know that if I have one. Just I have an attitude of gratitude. My family's helped me so much, and I don't really have like one lesson. I'm just grateful to be my parents' kid and my sibling and my kid's father.
What would you like to be remembered for?
I would love to have changed, helped people's careers. When we get agents and they've been doing production at a certain level, and if they've listened to what we teach them and they do their vital activities that we teach them, and they follow through and they produce and grow. And one of our agents, we had a real impact in her life, and she went on a trip to Italy, and she came back talking about it, and it was just like, I felt awesome. So if people will say, he cared and he made a difference.
Fun or hilarious story? Do you have like a fun or hilarious story for us?
Well, I do remember one time I was showing a house, and we always scheduled appointments and all that, but for some reason this party somehow didn't get the memo, and I'm with a buyer couple, and fortunately no kids on that appointment, and we walked in, and just as a woman was departing the shower, sans,
Oh my goodness.
sans clothing, so she was surprised. Now later we laughed about it. At the moment it was definitely embarrassing for everyone involved, but afterward we were all able to laugh about it. So that's probably my funniest real estate story.
Oh my goodness.
That I can tell on air.
There's always so many funny stories you guys have. The ones, you've done a lot of business. So it's a pleasure to have you on here. Thanks for being one of our covers, John.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm honored.
You heard it here at DC Metro Real Producers. thank you for watching our video. Feel free to like or share, and click here to subscribe to our channel. See you soon.